Hi, I'm going to walk you through the Smart Response System, creating a smart file, a response file, and assessment. I'm first going to go through the directions with you, and then I will show you how you can go ahead and create your own assessment. So creating your assessment, the first thing you're going to want to do is open your Smart Notebook. You're going to click on the Smart Response tab, and that's this gold tab that you will see off to the side. It'll either be on the right-hand side or the left-hand side of your notebook file. Then once you click on that, you're going to go ahead and create a title page. A hint to you would be to include a specific title. And then it's going to walk you through the steps. It's really user-friendly. So then you can go ahead and add a question to the next page, and then choose the question type, type in your question, type in your answer, and then you can keep going through that with as many questions as you would like. Now after you have your assessment made, you're going to want to save it somewhere, and then you're going to go ahead and open the file. You're going to click on Response, which shows up at the top of your menu. You're going to click on that Response tab. You're going to start your class, choose the class you'd like to start, and then you'll have your students turn on their clickers and join your class by logging in with their ID number. Have them locate your class by clicking Find Classes first. Sometimes if your name shows up on the first screen on the response system, they don't always get to log in that way, so that's why it's easiest to have them do Find Classes and then select the class you would like them to join. And then you can go ahead and begin the assessment by clicking Response, Start Assessment, and then you can end the assessment by clicking Response and then End Assessment. And then shutting down your clickers. Clickers need to be shut down to preserve batteries. The clickers can be shut down by the teacher by clicking Response and then Stop Class. Once you click the Stop Class, all the students' clickers will turn off. And then just a couple of notes. If your intent is to have the students work through the entire assessment before discussing the questions, it would be beneficial for each student to have a paper copy so they can work at their own pace. If you don't provide the students with a paper copy of the assessment, what they're going to have to do is just wait for the entire class to answer a question before you go on to the next slide and show them the next question. Otherwise, if they have a paper copy, they can work at their own pace. And then you can set when or if the results are visible to the students on the title page. You can look for feedback and then choose the option you'd prefer. Now, if you want the students to see their scores at the end of the assessment, make sure they keep their clickers on. And then when you click End Assessment, the score for that student will show up on their clicker so they could see their score, and then you could go ahead and stop the assessment and that will shut down their clickers. Now, if you don't have time to make a formal assessment, you can also do an instant question. The difference between the two is if you make a formal assessment, those grades will they will get imported into your teacher gradebook. The instant question ones do not get put into your gradebook, but you can see at the end of the class, you could print the results, or you could view the results after a particular question to see how your class was doing. I like doing the instant question just to get a feel of how the lesson is going, and then you can talk through those common errors that students make and not have to single out a particular student. So it works nice. But what you would do is you click on the Insert Question icon, which is this one right here. It shows at your top toolbar or on your floating toolbar. It's down here. And then you can insert a question anytime during the lesson. So that's really nice. And these are the types of questions you can go ahead and insert. So what I'm going to do now is show you how to set up an assessment. So you would go to Start, and you would go and open a notebook file. Now, the gold icon, the response icon, is over on the right-hand side of my screen, so I would click on that, and this is going to give me the instructions for setting up my own assessment. Now, a note for you, too, if you go to the Smart Exchange, there are a lot of response files already set up, so there might be something there that you could use in your particular subject matter that's already made for you, so that's a great thing. I've used some in my math class and just tweaked them a little bit, but they're awesome. Okay, so once you go here and you click on this icon, it says Create an Assessment. Now you can import questions from a file, and later on I'll show you how to do that. You could import them from a Word document, or you could go ahead and make your own. First thing we're going to do is do our title page, though. So let's say we call this Equations Quiz. and you can select the type you would like. You could leave it as an assessment, quiz, exam, test, or you could customize it. So we're just going to leave it as a quiz. If you want to put in the subject, you can, and the topic, you can. The required fields are just the title and the type. And then you would click add, and it's going to add it to your screen. Now you can go ahead then and tweak the grade and the subject if you wish, or you could leave them blank, and then if you wanted to, you could also put in the date of your assessment. Then if you go back here to your response tab, the next thing you're going to want to do is add a question to the next page. Now the question types that you can choose from are yes or no, multiple choice, number, fraction, expression, true or false, multiple answer, and text. If you do yes or no, it's just very simple, a yes or no question. Multiple choice will allow you to do anywhere from 2 to 10 choices, so that's nice. One thing, if I go back here, with every question, you're able to tag it. If you tag it, this is really nice for, let's say, the standards, if you want to put a particular standard with that question, or if it's one that you really want to look at, you think the students are going to have a hard time with, you can tag it, and when you look in your grade book, those ones will appear. So that's nice. And once you type in your question, then you type in your answer right here, and then you can select how many points you want that particular question to be. Now, if you click this is an opinion question, what will happen is this question will not get graded. So if you want your questions to get graded, you're going to want to make sure that you don't click this is an opinion question. And then you can click finish, or you can click insert another to do another one. So I'm going to go back here. So that was multiple choice. Number, fraction, or expression. This one is for the mainly for the response axes where you have the math functions on there available to you. And you can see down here there are different math functions you can go ahead and choose. You can do exponents, radicals, fractions, decimals, the pi symbol, and a whole bunch more. And then if you want it to be exact, make sure you click off the this is an opinion question, and then you can type in your answer here. Now with math, it's really nice because you have 3 different choices here. You can do an exact match, the same terms and operators in the same order, formal equivalence, the same terms and operators in any order, or content equivalence, which would be mathematically equivalent values. So that's nice that you can do that. So that was the number, fraction, expression one. True or false is just going to be true or false, very similar to the yes or no. Multiple answer will allow students to pick multiple answers, and you can choose anywhere from 2 to 10, so that's nice. And then the text one, if you click that, the students will have to have it be an opinion question, and they can type up to 140 characters. So this is one that you would have to grade yourself, or you could just have them up on the screen and you could talk through them. It's nice to let kids, you know, maybe answer a question with their opinion or their thoughts on it. The only downfall is, like I said, it doesn't get graded. So then when you're done, you would click finish, and your question shows up here. And then if you wanted to go back later, if you clicked on your response tab, you can either start the assessment right away, or you could add another question. Let's say you finished your assessment and you're like, oh shoot, I want to add another one. You can always go back and add another question. Or you could do a content page and then a question, content page, question. It's really nice how they let you set it up. So let's say we did a multiple choice. And then sometimes we don't actually type in the questions. Let's say there was a pretest from the textbook or whatever, but we don't want to take time out of class to grade it. We just have the students input their answers on their clickers, and you can just have it show up like this, and the students would know to look at their textbook and know what choices to answer, and then they put them in. So that's kind of nice too for that, and it saves you some time, and the kids can quickly put in their answers. So just a couple of options for you. And then when you're done, you can end it, and then you would want to save it, and then you could give it at any time. So that is that. Now the instant question one is that one right there, and again you have your choices of true, false, yes, no, multiple choice, instant math, or instant text. And also that shows up on your floating toolbar here. You could go ahead and just insert a question at any time, so it's really nice.